just kind of like that thing that just like feels like home. I'm always like drawn to it.
I wasn't born in this country, but I grew up here. And I always wanted to do something to give back to the country that helped me do what I'm doing.
You can represent people and tell stories through public art in a way that like regular art can't. I'm a first generation Mexican American. My family is from Guanajuato. Being first generation, like I have that like connection to my culture and still like, feeling like Austin is home as well. When I was growing up, like my family on the weekends, we'd go from like West Austin to the East Side, which is where like a lot of Latinos were. I think that it gave me more of an awareness of how important it is for me to see representation of other people like me and to like feel like the culture's still alive. And so I've kind of like been able to explore those things in my life through art.
My dad's family is from Guanajuato. My mom's family is from Zacatecas. I lived in Houston for a few years. I lived in El Paso for a few years. I lived in Mexico for a few years, but I've been in Fort Worth for the longest out of any place. I did learn how to do oil painting first, and I learned how to paint like the old masters. I was taught to paint in layers. So whenever I wanted to do spray paint, I approached it in a way as if I was oil painting. So that's why I do a lot of layering when I paint. There's a lot of artwork out there that you have to read a book to understand what it even means. I tend to paint things that the average person can understand and be like, oh, that's funny or that's cool, and smile.
The meaning and the representation that I was starting to do back in the day, like now is even more meaningful because now it's not only something that like relates to me and my story, now it's something that a lot of people here in Austin feel. Like they feel the need for the representation. They feel the stories getting lost. They feel like people are, being represented in like history of Austin or their impact, like people of color's impact and the things that they've done to make Austin, Austin.
I just started doodling, and so when I started doodling, those are the things that came to my mind. That is what a lot of people think about when they think of Fort Worth or Dallas, And it's true, like people do wear boots and cowboy hats. I have like 5 pairs of boots and probably like 3 pairs of hats. But that's a little bit of who we are here. It's part of our culture and it's part of Fort Worth, and I love it. My art is fun, bright, and smooth, like Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey.
I've always been a big fan of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, so it's been awesome to like be able to collaborate with them and use their branding as inspiration. I just wanted to like create something that's like fun and cute and lively and just has that like feeling of Austin. My process when creating a project is usually a little rocky at first, just trying to get the ideas or inspiration. But once, I get into the groove of things, I'm actually, painting and creating. It's just really smooth and sweet like Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey.